Hello, my dear friends. This is Rabbi Aharon Dobinsky coming to you today from the holy city of Jerusalem, Israel. You know, there have been many great men in our history who've gotten messages from Shemayim, from Hashem himself. There was Avraham Avinu, he got messages. There was Moshe Rabbeinu, there was David HaMelech. All these great people received messages from the creator of the universe. But we ourselves never think that we get these kind of messages until we do. For example, this week, something came up and I can't ignore it. It's just right in my face. For example, it was in this week's Daf Yomi. It was in Nefesh HaChaim. The same thing. Both of them were talking about when Israel was leaving Egypt and they were attacked by Amalek. And Moshe Rabbeinu put his hands in the air, and actually he had help from some others who were surrounding him. And sometimes his hands would come down. And what it says is when his hands were up, Israel would win. And when his hands were down, Israel would have things start to go against them. Now, you know and I know that somebody's hands in the air doesn't make a whole lot of difference in most cases. And that wasn't it. A simplistic mind would say, yes, it's simply his hands. No, it was not his hands. It was a fact that with his hands in the air, standing on a cliff, Israel had to look up and see him. And when they looked up, they were also looking up at Hashem. That's where the strength comes from. That's where the miracle comes from. It comes from Hashem. Same story with regard to the plague, where they were told to put copper snakes on top of a high pole, and that it would make the plague go away, the snakes would go away, and they would stop biting them. Again, it wasn't the copper snake. I mean, which is, by the way, if you didn't know this, which is a symbol of the caduceus, which is the medical symbol today, snakes around a pole. But that wasn't it. It was, again, it forced them to look up. You see, Hashem is very tricky sometimes. He gets us to do things because he can't make us normally. He has given us free will, and he won't take that away from us, because the free will is what makes it so that we can do the corrections we need to do in our lives, help other people do the corrections that they need to do in their lives, and bring about the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu and the third Beit HaMikdash, Ben Herov Yomeinu. So remember, when things get tough and you need something, don't ask the guy next to you. Don't ask your neighbor. Don't ask your dad. Don't ask your mom. Don't ask your brother and sister. Ask the one who can truly help you. HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He's waiting for your call. Be well, my friends. God bless. All the best.